How's it going, YouTube? This is Skull, and welcome to my list of the top 10 best normal-type Pokémon. First of all, if you like this video in any way, make sure to show your appreciation by saying normal Pokémon in the comment section. Let's go over some rules for what qualifies on this list. The first rule is that these are only pure normal-type Pokémon. No dual types allowed. Sorry, Zippy. And no Pokémon are allowed that can change their type to normal or can change their type away from normal, like Arceus. The best normal-type Pokémon have to be those that are strong enough to hold their own in a Pokémon battle, while also being able to support their allies during a competitive double battle. With those rules out of the way, let's go ahead and look at the best normal-type Pokémon. Number 10 is Miltank. If you have ever played a Johto game, you know why this is on the list. Miltank is a powerhouse that's able to withstand hits for what seems like forever and punishes you by using Rollout until all your Pokémon have fainted. Well, at least that's what happens when you battle Whitney. When you're on your own, Miltank just isn't as powerful. Sure, it's a fun Pokémon to have on your team, and Milk Drink is an invaluable move to have when you're in a pinch outside a battle, but beyond that, Miltank just isn't that competitive. If only they had given her a Mega Evolution. Number 9 is Ambipom. If you see this two-tailed monkey on your opponent's team during a team preview, you know it's going to be a problem. Ambipom is strong and fast. A common tactic that trainers use with their Ambipom is to give it the moves Fake Out and Last Resort, because Ambipom is so powerful it doesn't even need anything else. There are a few downsides to Ambipom though. It's not as good in double battles as it is in single battles, and even then there are plenty of ways to counter it. And while this doesn't have anything to do with the Pokemon itself, it's worth noting that Dawn's Ambipom in the anime was released so it could focus on ping pong. Number 8 is Chansey. First of all, isn't it a little odd that when a Chansey hatches from an egg, it's already holding an egg of its own? Explain that. Chansey has an enormous HP stat, which means it can take plenty of hits that would bring most other normal types to their knees. Give it an Eviolite to boost its defenses even higher. Its soft-boiled attack allows for it to keep replenishing its health indefinitely. And as we've seen plenty of times in the anime, Chansey usually double as Nurse Joy's assistants in Pokemon centers. It truly is the ultimate support Pokemon. However, when it comes to competitive battling, Chansey and its pre-evolved form Happiny have the absolute lowest based attack and defense of all Pokemon in existence. In order to utilize this Pokemon in any offensive way, you'd have to give it either Toxic or Seismic Toss. Chansey, while the ultimate support Pokemon, could use some work in the competitive state. Number 7, Blissey. Hot off the trail of its pre-evolved form, Blissey has the highest HP stat of all Pokemon. It also has the highest special defense of all normal-type Pokemon. If you happen to battle one of these, you can be sure it will be a long, drawn-out battle where you just try to defeat Blissey, but every time you come close, it soft-boils and you have to start all over again. Blissey ultimately does suffer the same problems as Chansey. Whereas Chansey was able to hold an Eviolite to boost its defenses, this wouldn't work on Blissey, as Eviolite only works on Pokemon that can evolve further. Just imagine if they had created a Blisseyite. A Mega Blissey, with all of that HP, and all of that special defense. How could you ever take that out? Number 6, Eevee. Eevee is far from competitive, but it holds the unique distinction of being the Pokemon that can evolve into other Pokemon of different types. So far, it can evolve into 8 different Eeveelutions, each of which has great potential in competitive battles. Eevee itself, though, not so much. It's adorable, but not my first choice when going into a battle. Unless that battle was during night after I massaged it a billion times, used all the soothing bags and super training I could find, and walked around Kalos 42 times. Then I'll use Eevee in battle. In the number 5 spot, Porygon Z. I feel bad for Porygon Z, because it has yet to appear in the anime. I mean, it wasn't Porygon's fault that the show gave kids seizures, it was Pikachu's. But you don't see them banning Pikachu from the show. Pikachu's the star! Pikachu's the mascot! All the hate for poor Porygon is more than I could bear! Porygon Z is a well-balanced, strong Pokemon to use in competitive battles. It's great both on its own and supporting its teammates. It can learn a wide variety of moves, and bringing one of these into battle will strike fear into your opponents. Fun fact, Porygon Z is the only 3rd stage Pokemon that can be obtained at level 1. How cool is that? Number 4 is Slacking. Don't let this lazy oaf fool you. It is so powerful, they had to give it a special ability, Truant, just to make sure it wouldn't wreck every single battle ever. Slaking can learn some of the most powerful moves in existence, including Hyper Beam and Giga Impact, both of which receive a stat boost. They both take a turn to recharge anyway, so Slaking's truant doesn't really matter in these cases. Slaking can hit hard, right where it hurts. The only downside is that it's completely useless against ghost types. Bring a ghost type to a Slaking battle, and it will be forced to switch out. I wouldn't call Slaking scared of ghosts, but I do wonder what it thinks at night, knowing that it can't hit them. Number 3, Lopunny. Who knew that such a cute Pokemon would make it so high up this list? The only problem is that, in order for it to count on this list, we can't include its Mega Evolution because that becomes a dual normal and fighting type. But even without Mega Evolving, Lopunny can hold its own in battle. Fake outs and high jump kicks from this bunny mean absolute domination against opponents. It's beautiful, but still strong. And it's cute.
Ooh, you probably didn't know, but a bunny can call another bunny cute, but when other animals do it, it's a little...
I am so sorry.
Number 2, Smeargle. Sketch is OP. It allows Smeargle to literally learn any move in existence. This lets Smeargle use moves, such as Dark Void, that are usually only available to legendary or mythical Pokemon. And its hidden ability, Moody, gives it a significant chance of boosting one of its stats to give it just the right edge to execute those moves perfectly. There's a reason Smeargle has been used so much in this VGC season. It's an almost unstoppable force. But even by itself, Smeargle can hold its own. Once again, it can learn any move. That means it can learn Self-Destruct and Explosion. Not that you'd want to, but still. But what could possibly be better than Smeargle, the Pokemon that can learn it all? Well, that would be the best normal-type Pokemon there is. And that is number 1, Kangaskhan and Mega Kangaskhan. Come on, you had to see this coming. Ever since Mega Kangaskhan was announced at the 2013 Pokemon World Championships, it's found its way to being a world champion itself. Literally. It's one of those Mega Evolutions that always seem to find its way into battle. Its Parental Bond ability allows for it to attack twice in the same turn. Fake Out, Power Up Punch, and Return, or Frustration if you hate it, are just some of the ways Mega Kangaskhan is able to dominate the battlefield. And even without Mega Evolving, Kangaskhan has the ability Scrappy, which means it can hit those pesky ghost types that Slaking could not. Up against a Gengar? Don't bother Mega Evolving, just smack it in the face a few times. Without a doubt, Kangaskhan is the best normal-type Pokemon in existence. But if you happen to disagree, tell me what you think is the best normal-type Pokemon. Also, be sure to let me know what type you want me to cover in my next video. You could be responsible for making it happen. And if you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for future top 10 best Pokemon types. That wraps it up for now. Thanks everyone for watching, and stay tuned for more.